Hello friends, it's CJ. I recently made a video about the Carson Wentz trade, or really the trade for the number 2 pick, because theoretically Carson Wentz wasn't drafted yet when the trade was made, but we all knew who the Eagles wanted. All along, there were rumors forever, well, I say forever, weeks at least, about how much Doug Peterson and the Eagles coaching staff love Carson Wentz, so that wasn't so shocking, to be quite honest with you. I was checking the news, waiting and hoping for that trade to happen. But I want to talk about the Jared Goff trade. Or really, the trade for the number 1 pick that the Los Angeles, I've learned not to say St. Louis, but Los Angeles Rams made with the Tennessee Titans. I'm not going to go into detail about other players. I'm not going to go into detail about what Tennessee did with the picks they acquired. I'm an Eagles fan, so it was easier for me to talk about the players Eagles gave up in order to ultimately make that trade for the number 2 pick. So I talked about DeMarco Murray. I talked about Byron Maxwell. I talked about Kiko Alonso. But in this video, I'm not going to talk about the players the Titans drafted. Simply because I'm not going to pretend that I would know what I'm talking about just yet when it comes to those players. But I want to say this. Is it a good trade? Is it a bad trade? At the end of the day, what matters is this guy going to be a franchise quarterback? And if he is, if this guy plays for the Los Angeles Rams for 10 to 12 years and has several Pro Bowl quality seasons, though, in this day and age, it's become easier and easier to make a Pro Bowl because a lot of players don't go, and that gives other players opportunities. But if this guy leads the Los Angeles Rams to a Super Bowl, whatever your specific criteria happen to be, pardon me, I had to get that out of my throat. I had a ram in my throat. Aren't I funny? But I instantly liked what I saw about Jared Goff. I saw some clips, and yes, a lot of clips are highlights, so I made sure to watch footage that wasn't just highlight reel footage. And what I like is his arm strength. I saw him make some throws, quick release throws, that went right to the guy where only the receiver, could catch it. And obviously every quarterback makes those throws at some point or another, but I see potential in Goff. I see this. I don't want to compare him to Jeff George because of how controversial Jeff George's career ended up being. You could research that one if you want to have a little fun, but I see that skill that made coaches fall in love with Jeff George years ago. I'm not saying that he's going to be Aaron Rodgers. There's only one Aaron Rodgers, and he's a fantastic quarterback, obviously. But I kind of feel the guy's competitive fire. I've never met the guy. I've only seen 1 or 2 interviews, heard 1 or 2 interviews, so I don't have all this background on Jared Goff that would make me an expert. But I just get a feeling about this guy that he can be a leader. I get the feeling that the guy can move an offense fast and that he can make really good, hard throws in a window that only the receiver can get the ball. So I understand the talks about some people feel he threw too many interceptions in college. Okay, but I feel like those things can be fixed. And I feel like part of it might have to do with the system he played in college. With that in mind, I know some folks have pointed out, spread style offense, not the most pro style offense there is. We can't really evaluate this guy, therefore. You know what? Great quarterbacks come from all sorts of systems. They don't have to play in a pro-style system in order to be great professional quarterbacks. They can pick it up if they have the mind, if they have the desire, the passion, and the smarts. I mean, they can pick up a pro-style offense, maybe not the first few weeks they report to camp, but within a year or two, they can get that system down pat. And in today's game, rookie quarterbacks are thrown to the wolves ASAP, though. In Philadelphia, we don't expect Carson Wentz to start week 1 because we have the luxury of a starting quarterback who, despite all the drama there's been in this offseason, has been a starting quarterback for a while. And I know some people are going to go, oh, come on, Sam's not that good. I like Sam. I feel like if the guy wasn't learning a new offense every day, and didn't have so many injuries, that his career would have taken a different arc. But that's another story. I'm not saying that Sam is as good as some of the amazing quarterbacks who've been taken number 1 overall, but I think Sam has potential that remains to be seen. I think Sam Bradford's best days might still be ahead, even though they'll probably be in a different uniform than an Eagles uniform. But regardless, let's talk some more about Goff. I'm curious if Los Angeles, I'm purposely saying Los Angeles again and again to make my mind know for now, for the unforeseeable future, that they are the Los Angeles team. I hope that Jeff Fisher and his friends and the folks in the front office can find a way to get Jared Goff the sort of talent he needs to not get beaten up in his first year or two in the NFL. Let's not have a David Carr kind of situation here where the guy gets beaten up so much early on that we never learn how good he could have been. Let's not do that. I don't yet know if they're going to get the sort of players on that offense, whether at the so-called skill positions. I mean, to me, any position on a football field is a skill position, but I know that's not what the term means. If they can get him the guys, and I think early on in his career he's going to need some of that extra help. If they can get him the guys, I think that he can build confidence, and I think the guy's really fiery. I think he can build the sort of confidence needed to develop into a special quarterback. I think that he can develop his skills and become that pro-ready guy. So my prognostication concerning Jared Goff really has more to do with what the Los Angeles Rams get him. And it's true that great quarterbacks can make talent that might not be seen as the greatest talent, that they might be able to make them do big things. I know people have said a lot about what Tom Brady has done in New England and Peyton Manning has done. Quarterbacks who've made the surrounding players better. For years in Philadelphia, Donovan McNabb made receivers who weren't seen as being so great look pretty good at times. Those are the kind of things. No, I'm not comparing Donovan McNabb to Tom Brady or Peyton Manning before anyone points out what I just said there. So I feel like in Jared Goff's younger days that he's going to need that surrounding talent more so than some other guys have needed to have. Wow, that's a tongue twister. If the Rams can do that, I think Goff has a really nice, long, solid career in Los Angeles as long as he wants to be there. Beyond that, it remains to be seen, but does he have the potential to be a great quarterback? I think he does.